Welcome to this channel. So this morning, Manu97, our friend, leave a message under my YouTube here, the recent YouTube, asking me the questions on the internal part of Wing Chun. So today, I decide to open this entire thing up for you, okay? So that in the West, we hear on really clear on what the heck is going on. Number one, the term internal today is a mess. It is more a marketing term which have no contents. It's a disaster. Everybody just making claim they have no idea what is going on. Okay? So we need to know exactly what happened in the ancient Chinese teaching. So say if you want to study the 1850s Wing Chun 160 years ago, when you study the 1850s Wing Chun or any other legit, proper, traditional Chinese martial art, you always have two legacy from that system. And the two legacy is the Mandarin call it 正宗, that's one legacy, and 传承 another legacy. So what is 正宗? 正宗 is the authentic technology process. 传承 is who teach you this, who confirm that you can handle this authentic technology process, that you really got the result. So you always have to have the 传承 and the 正宗. They check each other, right? So when one goes study with a Sifu, he will teach you this 功法, this process, authentic, which is 正宗, 功法, authentic process. And then he will confirm you when you really achieve or develop the skill. And only after that, you can say that you learn this thing from this Sifu. Okay? Until your Sifu confirm you have developed that thing, one is not allowed to use the Sifu's name or to make claim. So this is actually based on Zen teaching. Okay, the Bodhidharma come to China, the Zen teaching, the Buddha's teaching. So for example, my Xigong, okay, the late venerable patriarch of Zen, Xu Yun, in China, you can read about history, a real person, and the person who can enter into the samadhi for many, many days in Bangkok, Thailand, in the history, okay? So we're going to talk about real things. See, Xu Yun studied Buddhism, the Buddha Dharma. And so he studied Buddha Dharma, he went through a lot of difficulties, and at the end, he need a teacher who have that attainment to certify him, to confirm him. So if you read his biography, which is I really suggest everybody in Wing Chun, we need to read the uh, Zen Patriarch Xin's biography. No magic, a lot of hard work. get chewed by one teacher, go to practice with another teacher, and then another place, another school, and then later on he get enlightenment, and still after that he gets sick, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so uh, Venerable Xin, late Zen Patriarch Xin, is alleged a Zen enlightenment Zen monk. Okay, so he have the 传承 and he have the 正宗. Okay, so that is the proper way. Now, for past 100 something years in Chinese Kung Fu, when people talk about lineage and people keeping talking about my Sifu is so, my Sifu is this guy, that guy, that guy, you know what? That is a pseudo confirmations, a pseudo uh, this 传承 legacy. Why? Because you say that that guy, that Sifu teach you, but did the Sifu confirm that you got what you need to learn? Does the Sifu confirm that? Does and another way is, does the Sifu have the authentic, the technology? Because they come from both, right? One is the technology, one you have the confirmation. In the past 160 years in Wing Chun, you don't see this in public. You go check into the history, it is not there. Everybody will say, I learned from this, I learned from this, but learn what? So you can see this is not only happen in Wing Chun, it happened in a lot of traditional Chinese martial arts and even Qigong. So this is the problem. Do one really learn what one is learning? So today, when I say, oh, I belong to this lineage, that really mean nothing if you base on the standard of the ancient. Okay, the proper way is like the Zen example from my Qigong Shiyun. I would say that I learned from Venerable Shenhua. Shenhua is from Venerable Shiyun. And then what do you learn? What type of Dharma? What type of practice? So for me, I can say I learned from uh, uh, late Venerable Shenhua. I study Bodhidharma from Great Master, the late Venerable Shenhua, but I cannot say that I have the confirmation because I don't. You see? So it is a really serious stuff. Now today people make things up. Oh, my Sifu is this guy, and then I have this, and I make the thing up, and then so you see, even in today's Xiu Lim Tao, everybody doing the Xiu Lim Tao differently. So you look around and say, "Are you serious?" So what kind of result do you get? So I'm saying this not to put down anybody or to step on anybody or jab at anybody. I just want to tell you this is the truth of the ancient Chinese teaching. If we want that, we need to go back to take it back, and we need to know what to look for, right? So the reason why I went through a lot of different teacher is because I want the to see the authentic process and the confirmations. Not necessarily I got it, but at least I know that this person have it. Like I know that uh, my late Sifu, Venerable Shenhua, she got the mind seal of the Buddha via Zen Pratyek Shiyun, but I am not there. It's too far to reach for me. He didn't confirm that Hendrik Santo is an enlightenment Zen practitioner. He didn't. In fact, he scolded Hendrik Santo because the word he said is, "You shut up until you experience that thing." Okay, don't give me all this theory. That's what Venerable Shenhua told me. Did I read the sutra? I memorized the sutra. Yes. So do I know the process? A kind of, but until I get confirmed, I really don't know that process properly. Because if I really know the process properly and work hard, for sure he will confirm me. But in at now I am not. So you see, I need to open up this for you so that we don't screw people left and right. Okay. Now, so you see this part. So today there are many people saying that, oh yeah, your Chinese Kung Fu have the lineage, but you don't have the authentic teaching. You don't have confirmations. The old timer is saying that. Okay. So there are no face is given because this is the truth. You don't get it, you don't get it. Now, can one read and figure out what is it? Like read a lot of books. Like yesterday, I talked about this four classic of the 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 Chinese martial arts, the Shaolin version. Nothing to do with those Tai Chi people, okay? The Shaolin, the Qi Ji Guang, the Shaolin, all this thing, go down to the 1850s Wing Chun. Can one read about that and get the Kung Fu? Nope, you can't. Why? Read Zen Patriarch Xi Yun's biography. See how many times he get chewed by different master. Okay, he's a patriarch, Zen patriarch, a real one after decades of practice. But when he was young, he get chewed by other grandmasters. Say, hey, you do this. You want to learn? You come to my place. Otherwise, you leave. It is no face given, very strict. So you cannot say, well, because I read this sutra, I become this. That's called false claiming. That is called violating the precepts of the line in Bodhi Dharma. So we have to be really careful, otherwise we mislead other people. So you cannot just read it. Like today in the West, everybody read the sutta or read different stuff and then start to have their interpretations, have their claim. It is nonsense. That's why when I wrote that book or translate the Qi Ji Guang's chapter 14, the reason for that is it is enough nonsense in the West already. You need to know what the heck is going on. And in order to know what the heck is going on, you need to go there to meet the people. Like you want to know about high tech, you need to come to Silicon Valley. It doesn't matter if you work as a technician, but at least you know what is the Silicon Valley high tech is about. You cannot sit in somewhere in the in the Mars or Venus and then imagine what is Silicon Valley is about. You don't. You don't know about it. Okay. So this is the true truth. So look for a teacher who have the proper process and the confirmations and learn from that way. You do not want to chasing for lineage and the and reading books thinking you know it. It's just about 2 weeks ago, one of my senior in Asia is just complained to me. Today, people is selling lineage, selling sets. Like, oh, how much you pay for this sets? Like you want to learn 1850 Xiu you have to pay me 10,000 euros. So you mimic the set, and then in the morning you learn it, and the afternoon you go teach your student in Europe, in America, in whatever. So this is how bad it is now. And it doesn't work. Why? Because those are just mimic posture. You have no content at all. It doesn't have this proper process and the confirmations. And of course, confirmation come very difficult because you need to get into that state and attain it before your teacher, the proper teacher say, hey, yes, you got it. So that's why I encourage everybody go read Grandmaster Xi Yin or Zen Patriarch Xi Yin's uh, biography. See how is it, okay, on the real Zen study. Then you know what is reality. Now get to the Wing Chun internal. Wing Chun don't talk about internal. Internal is a term which is those people who market internal 100 years ago in China, in the northern China, make it. Okay, so it is a propaganda marketing stuff. Wing Chun don't do internal, but Wing Chun have every component in and out. Okay, now of course the component is from Shaolin and from the Ermes Ezhuang. However, they are based on the Buddha's teaching, which is the Anapanasati, which is in other YouTube. I share that one must read the book from Zhiyu, the meditations book of Zhiyu, Monk Zhiyu, 1,500 years ago. You can get it from Amazon, okay? Or you can see the book in my other YouTube. That is the base of it. So nobody can get away if you got the root of the Anapanasati. You got that. You know it will never get out from that uh, that that uh, that boundary. Okay, so this is what the truth is. But you look at past 120, 30 years, even the writing at 1870s, not the 1850s writing, 1870s, they have no idea on this thing. So it's not Hendrik said they don't have idea. You look at that, you see they do not have the Anapanasati teaching. So you say, well, you question, Hendrik, what the heck are you talking about? I have this grandmaster, this lineage, this lineage. I said, yes, but they take opium. So when you take opium, how can you practice anapanasati? How can you handle with your mind? You look at a grandmaster like a Zen Patriarch Xi Yin by the standard, or Zen Patriarch Xuan Hua by that standard. You look at that. Once you touch those things, you know you never get in. It's Buddha's teaching. Okay, it's not about faith. It's about whether you got it or not. And that is, if you want to ask about internal, this is the reality. So in 1850s, Wing Chun, does it have the internal? Yes. As in the Wing Chun inception, all those 1850s writing is there. Now, so now you say Hendrik is a dead trap now, right? It's a dead trap now, right? So do we really know internal? Well, I spent 40 years at least to sort out what the heck it is. Now, I want to make a disclaimer here. I'm not saying that I'm the grandmaster, I'm the best, I'm the most authentic, or whatever BS. I'm saying that this is a technology. I am an engineer. I am like a detective. I want to find out what the heck is going on. So I want to set a standard based on everything, right? Based on Anapanasati, based on the teaching, like Manu here mentioned uh, here the 皇帝内经. Okay, guess what? Page 77. If you want to know the connections of the Wing Chun 1850s, the first line, how it related to 皇帝内经, how it related to the Zen teaching and the Mencius or Confucius teaching, the ancient teaching, the root of it, it is in page 77, one page. That's how the entire thing related to. And how to practice it in today's way so that make it everybody be able to know it. It is this process, the N1 process. So how to confirm it? It is at this page, your heart rate variability. So Wing Chun Inceptions is solving the really basic of, if you want to use the term internal of Wing Chun. So here on, one know what is the teaching of 1850s Wing Chun uh, related to the 皇帝内经 and the Zen teaching and the Confucius Mencius teaching. So it is a real Chinese, ancient Chinese teaching. You know how that first line of the 1850s uh, Wing Chun classic, Suliantar classic related. You know how it is supported by those. So this is not a guessing. This is a technology we need to know. And then today we can use heart rate and heart rate variability to confirm if one got it or not. Okay, and in as soon as the process, the process is here. Okay, and of course there are many other things about chi and all this kind of thing, like the chi flow and all sort of stuff. But this is what this is just a basic educations so that everybody be able to get the basic process and basic confirmation. And the confirmation today is no longer a sifu like before, at least in this level. The confirmation is scientific, spot science, by data. Can you do it? If you say that I have this quote unquote internal training in Qigong, in internal art, whatever, will you be able to pass the heart rate and heart rate variability test? Just let me see your heart rate variability handling and your heart rate handling. because the heart rate and heart rate variability handling be able to detect whether you can enter into the basic state of internal training or not. If you never be able enter into the state, what internal? So today, that's why I pushing it into the sport science. Number one, I do not want all those uh, uh, so-called, oh, my grandmaster teach me this, and then he go around and then create his own thing, and then create all kinds of mess or misleading. What I want is engineering way. Everybody got it. Everybody straight on this. Okay, science is the verifications. So if you really get the process, you really practice it, you can check it. You might not be the best in the world, but at least that you can get into that state, even to the very minimum level. You know that you got it, and nobody can deny you, and nobody can object to it because what is data? Okay, so that is what I'm doing. Okay, and of course, many might not like this because it take away the room for people to create things. They take the way of room, the rooms of people cheating or selling snake oil. So right now, my stand is really, really solid and hardball. If you have a so-called internal or meditation capability or skill, disregard of you are a Taoist priest or a Buddhist monk, let's take your heart rate and heart rate variability. See what you can do. Okay. Now this is doesn't mean that I don't respect people. This is just to ensure that everybody really got it. What is the point we sitting down here keeping talking internal this internal that, and we 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 couldn't even uh, get into the state, or we don't even understand that, oh, it is a state we need to get into in order to start the entire development of so-called internal. So with anybody, including those internal art people, whatever, in fact, I wrote a Chinese article out there. You want to tell me that you have internal Xing Qi to Dantian, all this thing? Show me your heart rate and heart rate variability handling. And those who have the advanced one, show me your VO2 max handling. No face given. Why? If you're giving face, you screw the entire world. So we want to do it in the scientific way, like the Western way. Okay, the Chinese don't have that way. The Chinese have a one teacher certify another a student, but today, because we have this Western education, we want to make it so that it's a standard so everybody be able to do it and everybody be able to know what is proper. Okay, so internal is that. So to if you want to know about internal, what I share with you today is the truth of it. As what I said, it doesn't matter even you're Buddha. I'll ask you to go doing the heart rate and heart rate variability test. Why? It is better for you and me, right? Nobody is cheating. We are honest. If I can do this, I can say I can do this. If I cannot do it, I say I cannot do it. You don't go tell people, say you have to use your mind power, this power and that power. End up that you don't even know how to handle your lower part of the body. You don't even know how to handle your internal or intra-abdominal pressure. How many the so-called internal guy today talking about the tucking the tailbones and straightening the spine using the spine power, where it completely violating the science of you need to use the intra-abdominal pressure to support your spine stability or your core stability. Is that internal or it's called BS? And if people believe on that, it's going to screw their own body. Why do you want that to happen? Well, in other place, I careless, but at least I'm in America now. I'm not going to let those things happen to our friends and our brother sister here. Why do you want to screw people? We want everybody to be good, and only everybody can be good that there is a future, that everybody can bring up more things, get into more deeper research, and so forth, so forth. So this is the reality. And that's why I say that I wrote this book. It is not about I just go put in my biography. You don't see me put my Sifu's name here or those kind of stuff. Why? None of my Sifu want me to mention their name because I need to stand on my leg. And so for me, what I can do, it doesn't matter. What can I solve so that the future generation can become better? That matter. Okay? That is what is matter because it is judged by what can we contribute. It's not judged by how what lineage I have, what authentic thing I have. It is useless if we cannot contribute to people. So internal is like this. Maybe it doesn't uh, fulfill what you want, but this is internal. Face it, okay? And so the reality is reality. That's why I keeping saying, if one couldn't even answer to Xi Xiaodong, what can one do? Now, can I answer to Xi Xiaodong? Sure, I can answer to anybody in this world. You said the Wing Chun internal, quote unquote, even the ancestor never talk about the internal is fake kung fu. I said, look, this is heart rate variability. This is sports science. This is how it map into the recovery or post workout recovery of sports science. Are you telling me that the Wing Chun in 1850 is fake? Prove me wrong. Now I have this data. This is scientific base. Show me your data. That's how hardball I want to play. Why? Only this way we can champion the ancient Wing Chun teaching, the ancient ancestor. And we can provide the young generation, the new generations, a solid ground to stand on. Why do we want to get people to call Wing Chun you selling snake oil? So this is what I like to share with you. And of course, I want to say again, I have no blame on the past generations. They smoke opium, they smoke opium. They take drugs, they take drugs because those are in a chaotic era of the Chinese. Look at the Chinese history. It's pretty screwed up for past 160 years or so. After the Opium War, how can they know all this thing? Now we are in America. We have the luxury. Like me, I can check in all this document. I can go see different sifu to asking for this thing because we have the luxuries, or shouldn't say the luxuries, the good environment that money is not a problem, information is not a problem. So we can sort this thing out, and once we sort this thing out, we share with everybody so that everybody become better. Otherwise, what is the point to do all this thing? It is the contribution which is mean something. The rest, the name, we all die. After you die, do you know who the hell you are? It doesn't matter. So that's what I can share with you as it is. And that's what I said. It is better to go the scientific way. And the last thing I want to say is, do I respect the past grandmaster? Yes, of course we need to because they contribute like Bruce Lee. Do I respect him? For sure. He have a big contribution. Without Bruce Lee, where is Wing Chun's blooming? Were there a Wing Chun blooming without Bruce Lee? Now, without Grandmaster Yip Man, will there be a Bruce Lee? You have to respect them. But then you're not making them God. If you once we make people God, like you make Grandmaster Yip Man a God or Bruce Lee a God, you know what you do? You block the entire future. Because then everybody is keeping talking about Grandmaster Yip Man, keeping talking about Bruce Lee. Oh, Bruce Lee do this, Bruce Lee do that, Bruce Lee do this, Bruce Lee do that. So are you going to live in the the 60 years ago? You always live in 1960s? Wake up, this is 2021. So do I want to live in the 1850? I don't. That's why I get into the scientific stuff. Whenever you make something God, remember this. This is what I learned from my Zen teacher. Whenever you make something or somebody God, you block your future. I am a student of uh, Venerable Hua, which is one of the Zen enlightenment monk, and I'm the grand student of Zen Patriarch Xu on all bloodline and legacy. But they are they. I am me. The minute I keeping telling you I am the student of this guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, that means I block myself. I have no more future. All this grandmaster can do screw up thing, okay? Including me, because we are not perfect. And there is always need to be progress. So that is the reality. But the Chinese today get into the trap of you go talk to the internal art guy. They say, you know what? Once upon a time, my grandmaster's grandmaster, he can do this, he can do this, he can do this. Well, can you do it? Are you living in a 100 years ago? And are you sure that he can do that? When you ask that question, nobody's sure. So if that is not creating a delusion to block yourself, what it is? Do we need to sell something based on our grandmaster name? Oh, because this is what Yik Gam teach me. So this is the 1850s Wing Chun. Come learn from me. I know it all. Do we need that? Forget about it. That's why I say that even if Yik Gam is here, Wing Chun is here, I care less for that. I'll say, okay, now I have found out this thing on heart rate variability, uh, grandmaster. Why don't you guys try it too? So we can see whether I do it right or I do it wrong. Having fun with it. And I'm sure that all of those grandmaster in the past will like it. Why? Because all those people are open-minded people. Look at General Chi Chi Kuang. He never cower up. Well, sure, I learned from the Japanese samurai swords play, the katana play. General Chi Chi Kuang wrote in the history, right? Everybody know about it. Hey, the Chinese sword in the Ming Dynasty is inferior. We need to learn how to build a sword better than the Japanese katana. General Chi Chi Kuang do that, right? See, only that way that the entire thing can open up. That is the real way of Zen. Zen is not keeping saying that, oh, I'm from this lineage, oh, I'm from this, oh, I'm from that. So in the Zen, it said that you need to be able to stand on your own feet. And my teacher, Zen, I have many Zen monk teacher, they told me this, all this thing, I sum up with one word. Hendrik, even if I can fly, I can levitate, that's my problem. Your problem is to take care of yourself, okay? I got nothing to do with you. That's what my teacher told me.